Okay, I think it's okay. There's a little bit of echo. Okay, so we are live. We are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. And we are live, just live.
In the world.
In the world. Hi, Mariah, beautiful Mariah and Gal. I'm so happy. Mwah. I'm so happy to see both of you and to be with both of you.
Thank you.
It is so nice. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to be here. We have exciting questions that we put together.
Very juicy questions.
Juicy. And because we have a few cameras, we're going to be looking up and down a little bit so that we can speak off the platform.
Okay.
But I think people have a huge echo, they're saying.
Yeah. Echo. Yes, that's
What?
the. I think
have,
you.
How do we handle the echo? Maybe I have.
Now, how is it now?
Do you guys still have echo on Instagram Live? Let's see.
Do we have echo?
Let me check. Sorry, guys. Let's see if we can figure out both platforms. Oh yeah, huge echo on Instagram Live. Cool. 1 second. I have an idea.
Huge echo. I think headphones will handle that.
Yeah, if I connect here, there we go. Is there less echo now on Instagram Live? See how that's working.
Less echo?
Hopefully there's echo. I don't know. We'll see now. Hopefully something. So we'll see now. All right. If not, we can disconnect one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, technical difficulties, but it's worth trying to get it sorted.
Yes, I agree.
Here we go. Okay. So here we go. Let's see now if that's better.
Is that better?
I think that this might be better.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully there's less echo now.
Is there less echo or not?
The one Smart Woman Rising said that there's only one echo now, which is hopefully sorted. Let's see in a little bit.
Okay.
It's much better, I'm hoping. Okay, so let's get going.
Smart Woman Rising is Susan. The beautiful, amazing, unbelievable Susan Dane, yes.
Yes, Susan. Okay, fantastic. If it's much better, then we're good to go. I think if you turn down your volume a bit, I hear myself on your side.
Okay, here we go. How is that?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Very slight. I still hear it a bit, but better.
Okay, good. Okay. If it will not work, I can use headphones also on the computer.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so let's get going.
Okay, talk to me.
All right, so we have a few questions that we wanted to ask. Some things maybe that you've gone over, or maybe some new things. So Mariah, I think, has the first question.
Okay, cool.
Mariah, you first. Wow.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, my first question is, can you give us ways of being a good friend? Right now, with the craziness and everything, we're away from friends, and people need support and help more than ever, and love, and yeah. So what are your recommendations of being a good friend?
Okay, good. So I have a very interesting view on the word friend. So first of all, I think that when someone decides to be a friend, he needs to know that this is something that you don't give lightly. So when a friend is like a commitment. It's a family. It's something that you not just saying someone is a friend. When someone is a friend, he actually, what you say basically is that when something will go really wrong, when that friend will go cuckoo and will start attacking me, I agree in advance that despite all the attacks, I will continue to love that person and I will help him at that time. Not when everything is okay. When everything is okay, you don't need a friend. You have, you know, people and they want to be together and it's fun and it's wonderful. But when the friend is doing something really bad against you, can you actually at that moment help them to do the right thing? Don't see fault in them, ignore the insanities, see only good in them, so much that despite the real bullet that they shoot at you, you're still helping them. That's the most important thing to know, that when you are saying, he's my friend, that's what you undertake. Now, during the day-to-day life, in order to make sure that you have a friend and that he stays for a long time, there's two very important things to do. Number one, continuously admire that person and show it. Not just admire in your head, say, wow, this guy is amazing, but continuously find things to admire him. So how do you do that? You see things that he's done and you just tell him that he's done something amazing, or you just tell him that you love him, or you just send him a message, or you initiate a communication. You always initiate a communication in order to tell that other person how amazing it is. And the enemy of that is when you become an accountant and not a friend. What does it mean, an accountant and not a friend? You start to count how many times he says, who said, how many, who he said 7 times, he replied in 3 minutes, I replied in 7.8 minutes, and now you become an accountant and you cannot be an accountant and a friend. So the first thing is that. The second part of it is, whatever happened, you never agree to hear anything bad about your friend. Not as a joke, not as or just to hear, not as anything. If someone say anything bad about your friend, you take an F-16 and you shoot him. Not with an M16, F-16, like, or F-15, something
Fighter
like
pilot, missile, torpedo.
You use all the force in the universe and you kill the bastard in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Protect your friend.
If someone say anything bad about your friend, even if it's true, you kill the guy in front of you. You don't allow it. There's no opening. No one ever, everyone needs to know that if you talk about my friend, you're going to be dead. I'm going to chop you up. You're not going to be in my space. I'm going to kill you, regardless of if it's true, if it's in an effort to help, nothing. Your friend, in your eyes, for the outside world, is perfect. It's like if someone will tell me something bad about Gal, he's dead. I mean, he just need to say just to start to say the first letter, and already he will be in the cemetery, you know.
Now I appreciate that. But what would happen in the situation that you have a friend, a good friend, talking about another good friend?
You shoot him. Even if he's a good friend, that's when you are your friend. You shoot him and you say, hey, you don't talk about him.
Yeah.
You shoot him, you shut it down, you don't allow it. Because you like that friend and you do things for him, and he damages himself the moment that he starts to talk about the other friend. So it's a law. It's not important who is it. If it's your son, if it's your mother, if it's your father, unless if it's your wife, that's an exception.
Yeah.
If they talk badly about your friend, that's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Now, what about in the situation about, I don't know, you have 2 friends, or a family member and a friend, or 2 family members that they see an issue. Let's say I have a daughter and I'm with or let's say I have a sister and I go to my brother and I tell my brother that there's something I'm concerned about with my sister. You get what I'm saying? So you talk so you talk among two close people in order to help the third person.
Okay, so if let's say I'm talking to you about Mariah, as good as my intention is, as never mind how good it is, regardless of how good it is, if she's not there, or if we not telling her maybe immediately after that, I actually created a situation between you and Mariah, and you created a situation between you and Mariah, because what I'm doing is I'm putting something that I need to hide from Mariah and you need to hide from Mariah. So we were both going to hate Mariah sooner or later. Because what does it mean? If I hide something from someone, eventually that someone will become, I will make that someone my enemy. That's a law. If I hide something from someone, regardless if it's my son, my daughter, my wife, my anything, if I hide from them something, eventually that person I will make my enemy. I will hate them. Why? Because the basic intention of people is to communicate. Okay? When I have to not communicate, when I'm hiding something, it is because I think that they should not see. So I'm putting some blinders so they will not see, yes? So I put a blinder, and so I become blind to see them. And what the only thing that I'm blind for, of how beautiful, how perfect they are. So now I start to invent who they are, and my invention will always be bad. Always. You never invent in the physical universe pluses, you invent only minuses. To invent a plus, to invent a good, you need to do it spiritually. The spirit put good in people, and in the physical universe, you put minus. So the moment that you have a barrier like that, at that moment, whatever you create internally here is bad. You will see that when you start to think about someone that is not there, that is not communicating with you, you think about all the bad things. You never think, oh, he's such an amazing, no. Yes, you think all the bad things, yes? So when you cut the communication, you become blind, and when you become blind, you don't see the beauty in the other side, and your action will be based on no data, and what you will do will upset that other person, because you will hurt him. You're not actually acting according to the right data, and because you're not communicating with them, you will not really understand them, and you will not really have them. You will not really understand that person that you don't communicate with, and the end result will be you don't want him because you don't understand him. Did you notice that you don't like people that you don't understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would happen. You don't like people you don't understand, and you cannot understand someone without communicating with them.
Right. I love it.
Questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next question is yours.
9. Okay. My next question was, I notice a lot of people talk about the term gratitude. Okay, and what they mean by gratitude is to be thankful to, and many billionaires, successful people, all kinds of people say that how they got to where they got is because they found gratitude for everything. And that when times are tough, they're grateful. And so what do you think about gratitude? Is it important, not important? They say this.
Okay, good. So the basic idea is like that. If I mold myself into the environment controls me, and so I cannot bring my magic into the environment. So if humanity would be gratitude for the planet, will have a gratitude for the planet from the viewpoint of that's the planet, I don't touch it, I'm just being very careful, I'm doing nothing. What you will not have roads, you will not have airplanes, you will not have anything. So that's on the one side. On the other hand, gratitude should be that when you do see someone, you need to admire them. So my viewpoint about gratitude, that gratitude is good when you are cause while admiring everyone around you. So you see yourself as total 100% perfect, cocky, the best person in the universe. But at the same time, you allow everyone else to be as good, as amazing, as cocky, as perfect. And when these two things come together, you have gratitude, which is real gratitude, not being affect on the one hand and not being affect on the other hand. You are cause and you allow everyone else to be as cause as you. And now what you have is you have these combinations of being that can create anything. So what I think successful people mean, not what I think, what I know successful people mean when they say gratitude, it is, I think that I'm a God, but everyone is as God as me. And what I think people that fail seeing gratitude is, I'm an effect, and I would just sit there and say to everyone, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for giving me water. Thank you for giving me air. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Which means I will be so effect that hopefully you will give me something, or I will be so effect, so hopefully you will not punish me, or which is nonsense. Gratitude is not a weak position. Gratitude is the courage to know that you are perfect, and the courage to take any person around you and see only the good in them, despite all invitations to see bad.
I love that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I love it.
Good.
Yeah. All right. That's great. Okay. Next question. Your turn.
Good.
I think we had right and wrong.
Oh yeah. I love your definition of, or your way of describing what is right and wrong. So I was wondering if you can explain that and go more in depth, because I love that concept.
Okay, good. So I think that people have a huge confusion between true, right, wrong, legal, not legal, and so on. And because of that confusion, you don't know what is the right thing to do, and generally you do what everyone else doing, which is almost always wrong. Why? Why is it almost always wrong? Because most of the people fail most of the time. So obviously what they do is useless. Yes, it's not correct. Okay. So the first thing, let's look at right and wrong, and then we look at laws and right and rules and so on. Right mean that you look around and you figure out what is the greatest survival, the greatest life, the greatest good, the greatest plus, the greatest love to the greatest number of being, people, or things. So you look and you say, I'm driving in a car, and there's a bystander that if I will not hit him, I will go over the cliff. And in my car, there are 5 people, and he is 1 person. What is the greatest survival? To hit the 1 person. So regardless of what people say when they're sitting in an air-conditioned nice room and they don't have really the question, and they will say, well, it's not right, it is, that. When I put them there, they're always doing that, always. Or if they're not, they're insane, okay? Why? Because otherwise you will never expand, you will contract, okay? So this is the first thing, okay? Now, when people cannot make such kind of decisions, when they realize that they made decision that did not bring a greater survival, what they do, they decide to put a law. Okay? Why do they decide to put a law? How does it work? It works like that. Generally, a person is expected to know what's right and wrong without anyone telling him. Okay? And that's really a moral. This is the ability to see right from wrong. So you generally expected, I can imagine that many years ago, there was no laws against don't steal. And so the people just knew that no one steal, and no one could fathom that someone will steal. So there was no problem, and people were free. Then one guy, or many guys, started to steal, and there was nothing to do about it because no one knew what to do about it. It's not illegal on the one hand, and on the other hand, it's really not moral, but no one knew what to do with that. So they say, you know what? To avoid this thing, we're putting a law. So a law is something that comes to stop. Okay? A law is something with the purpose of stopping. It's never with the purpose of putting flow. It's always with the purpose of stopping. So you should know that if life is motion, laws are always reducing life. Okay? So a law being put there, and with every law that you put there, there is more and more and more limitations. And eventually the person is in a jail without actually being in a jail. He's in a jail of his own creation because he agreed to those laws. Yes? So how do you get out of it? And you will see that the more laws there are, the more limited the country is, or the group is. Yes? So how do you get over the need for the laws? You need to rehabilitate the ability of a person to see right from wrong and act from that viewpoint. And a sane society can put a law, a temporary law, then educate the people of what is right and wrong, get them to agree with that, and remove the law. But people are really good at adding laws and adding limitations, and are very bad at removing limitations because they're afraid. And fear means an inability to see, an inability to observe. So they don't actually understand that what limits your happiness, what limits your abilities, what limits what can be achieved is actually the laws. Laws never happen, never help. So I'm not saying that laws are not needed. No, laws are needed temporary, but you immediately need to start educating the society and the people, so you increase their ability to see right from wrong. And that process of increasing the abilities to see right from wrong is the process of actually admiring people and believing in them after they've done something bad. And this is what everyone should expect for himself, and what he should be expecting of himself to see in others. Does it make sense?
I see. Yeah, it does. But just the one question I had with regards to laws is, what about, the other extreme is a totally anarchistic society that doesn't have any laws?
Yeah. So you could have a society that do not have laws, but have morals. And morals is when they are there, they're stronger than any law, because this is on yourself determined. You decided what's right, what's wrong. So there are boundaries. It's not no boundaries. It's not an anarchy where everything is okay. There are very clear boundaries, but the boundaries are based on your ability to observe and to decide what is the right thing to do, and not having here some kind of a robot that's sitting next to you and telling you, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. This is basically, you have a law is basically a robot that's sitting there and say, you cannot think, you're stupid. So I will tell you what is right, what is wrong.
Right.
And really, laws coming because you did behave stupidly.
Right,
yes?
True.
So people behave stupidly, so they're putting some kind of a law, which is this robot that tells them what to do. But a real stupid society is where it lets the robot become the boss and don't realize, okay, not a problem, I can use that robot for a week. But after a while, I need to recover and to say, okay, I can decide what is right, what is wrong. We educate the group, we come to an agreement of what is right and what is wrong, and we're removing the laws on the gradient scale, letting people become cause again. Because every time you agreed to a law, you lost some part of your life, you lost some possession, you become more useless. The more laws you agree to, the more useless you are.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I like it. Does that answer it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our thing.
Hold on, something with Instagram here.
Okay, so I'm not looking at the comments, Gal. Your job is to tell me about the comments or questions, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy
No,
to see.
there was an issue. Yeah, but
Sorry?
no, nothing. Go ahead.
I'm very happy to see a lot of people on the chat, and
I
I
have
see Eva,
actually saw a few
Swapna,
people. Yeah.
Sophie. Very, very nice. Really nice to see a lot of people. And generally, when I do those interviews, I don't pay attention to the comments because I want to be with you 100%. So the people that watching us and listening can actually get my full attention. So they don't. So I'm not going here and there. Why? Because generally, the word competence mean the ability to do what you do when you're doing it. And when you don't do that, you create incompetence around you, not only with you. You don't bring results for people. So that's why when I'm with you, I'm doing that and only that, and I'm not looking at the comments and who is coming in or out. But at the beginning and at the end, I'm telling you that I'm doing this thing for you, and that's why I'm doing it like that. I'm not doing it for the likes. I'm doing it for you to get some kind of an actual benefit.
Yeah, okay. For sure, and that definitely happens and is happening.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Next question.
So my next question is I think it's your next question.
No, I just asked.
Oh, that's right. Okay, my turn. So my next question is about instincts. The idea of instincts, because there's many people that feel that they need to go by their instincts, and that when they haven't gone by their instincts, it hasn't gone their way, and they have this sense that I should have trusted myself. How do you know if you have information in front of you that makes sense, but you have an instinct? How do you know if your instinct is crazy or if your instinct is right?
Okay, good. So generally, let's understand instincts and what's the problem with them and what's the good thing with them. Okay. So, the spirit knows. Okay. And when you know, the manifestation is a certainty that unbreakable. This certainty is so important that when you are certain, the data become your slave. Okay?
Yeah.
So the data surrender to you. The data will change based on how certain you are, because based on your certainty, you create future. So certainty is what brings about future. Okay?
Okay.
Now, as a person become less and less certain, as a person become more in doubt, as the person become more unsure, he start to think. Think is a substitute for knowingness. Thinking is a substitute for knowingness. It's actually an effort to get an answer from the past rather than to create the future. Okay?
Yeah.
So as you reduce your certainty, you become less and less and less able. And you need to rely more and more and more on data. And later on, you rely on false data, and later on, you rely on whatever. So how do you know if your instinct is knowingness or is your instinct is something that mess you up? Okay?
Yeah.
Two things. Number one, how certain you are. If you have any doubt, if you need to ask someone, if there is any time enter into it, it's not knowingness anymore. Instinct that comes from certainty is something that has no delay, no doubt, and you don't even have a question, and you don't even look for a confirmation that what you decided actually is correct and bring the results. Okay?
Yeah.
As you go down, and it's a gradient scale, it's not black and white, it's a gradient scale. As you go down, the more questions you have, the more you need confirmation, the less you rely on you, the more you rely on lies. Because data, regardless of how verifiable it is, will always contain a degree of lie, because data is actually got to do with the observer, and every observer will have a different evaluation of the same data. Okay, which means that
Yeah.
data itself is just a consideration. It's not something true. It's changing based on who is looking at it. Okay, so instincts are really good when you can remove doubt. When there is no doubt at all, instinct becomes certainty. And when there is doubt, when there is time, when it's not 100%, instinct to that degree damages you. And there's a way to go from down up, going from the position where you don't know to know. And it has to do with the ability to, at the beginning, understand. Is by gaining knowledge, you start to understand, and later on you get to a point where you know, and you do that by removing lies, not by adding data. Removing lies. When you remove all the lies from your life, what you will get is certainty, and certainty is so powerful that you can just be certain about something, and it will happen for no reason at all. It will happen for no reason at all. When you can wrap your head around the concept of, I'm so certain that the physical universe surrender to me, and thing will happen for no reason at all. The computer is broken. It's obviously broken. It's proven that it's been broken, but I'm certain it will work. It will work.
I like
That's
that.
how extreme it is. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Nice.
Mariah, your
Okay, so
turn.
my turn. Okay, I don't know if this is the one in order, but my next question is, what do you do if your family, like your family members, have two opposing ideas? For example, one thinks that you shouldn't go outside because coronavirus is so bad, and the other one thinks you should, and or like vaccines. I don't have a child yet, but I see a lot of debates of like even within families of like this family member thinks you should get a vaccine, this one says you shouldn't. What do you do with two opposing ideas?
Okay, so I'm the third person, and I want to help those people. What I know as an external person is that before you can see 100% right in yes and 100% right in no, you don't know. So I should be able to see all the viewpoints, and then make a decision based on what I want, but really based with no reason, because at the end, if you are in a good condition spiritually, the physical universe actions are basically irrelevant, because you can mold them, you can decide. But how do you help those people? How do you actually help them? So what you do, you go to a person that's saying no vaccine, and you listen to him and validate him and make him really, really, really right about why no vaccine. It's the worst thing in the universe. You really need to see that. You don't try to change his mind. You just see how amazing he is with his viewpoint, and you make his viewpoint stronger, and you are in agreement with him, in agreement with him, in agreement with him. And you just tell him more, tell me more, and you will see that when you tell him why the vaccine is no, and you agree with him, at one point he will start to tell you, but there is that risk of course, of 3% of this thing, and he will start to give you the other side. Okay? Why? And of course you do that with the other person. You are not taking side. You are not a plus and you are not a minus. Why? Because if someone say yes to something, eventually What he actually do is says, I am ignoring the no, I'm ignoring the no, I'm ignoring the no, I'm ignoring the no. Eventually the no will become so strong, because for every yes there is no, the no will become so strong that it will start taking him over. So you will see people that are very religious, for example, and say, I'm religious, I'm religious, I'm religious, but they're pushing it. They are not very religious just because they decided and they allow everyone else to be not. But they say, I'm religious, and everyone needs to be religious, and you must be religious, and if you're not religious, I'm going to burn you, and one day they are not religious. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They flip. Yes. So if you get the person to see why what his viewpoint is right, he will be able to see why it's wrong, and so make a proper decision. And more importantly, he will see the other side, and he will get in communication with them. On the other hand, if I come to you and I said to you, you should have vaccine, and you say no vaccine, and I say, yeah, no, you should have vaccine because what I do, I'm the opposite side, and so you will never change. Do you understand? I give you the minus, you are the plus, I give you the minus, and so you never change.
Yeah.
Okay. It is so true that you will see that anytime a person do not act in life, is because his viewpoint and of who he is and his viewpoint of what he have are exactly a match. So there's no change, there's no action. Action is when you have 100% certainty of who you are, and 100% not certainty, 100% viewpoint, strength of viewpoint, one viewpoint about who you are, and a viewpoint about what you have. And so you will not have an action. In order to have an action, for you to move, what you are being have to be very different than what you have. So you will act to have it.
Okay, 1 second.
1 second, we have technical difficulties.
No problem.
Sorry. Okay. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Oh, that was right.
Let's see.
I was using the right one.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay. So basically, in order to act in life, and this is just an unbelievable principle, if you cannot act, if you can find yourself that you cannot act and you cannot move, and you are just tired and exhausted and nothing move, what you need to do is one of two things. Just decide that you are. Just decide, I'm a father, I'm something. That's one option. Or decide what you don't have, I don't have, or what you want to have. Yes? But somehow you need to create this difference between the plus and minus, and in between you will get the current, and this current is the action. So when people procrastinate, when people are not moving, they actually think that who they are and what they have is perfect, regardless of what they say. So they really think that who they are and what they have is perfect. So if you want to create much more energy, if you want to create a surge of endless amount of energy, if you want to create a situation where you don't want to sleep, where you don't need to eat, where you can go for days and weeks without any external source of energy, either change who you are in your mind, and it's just in your mind, or change your viewpoint on what you have, and you will get a current that is stronger than any atom bomb.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've never heard that from you
Yeah.
before, so that's cool.
I'm preparing for you surprises.
I love
Yeah. So just before we wrap up, I want to ask about the upcoming webinar that you have going about yoga, which is very new, and very new for you, and I think is new in general, that people don't talk about this in general. So I want to hear what you have planned.
Okay, good. So generally, the subject of yoga is yoga is actually an old knowledge that was designed to release the spirit from the draconian effect of the physical universe and make the spirit the God over the universe. So it's basically a knowledge that was designed to take a person that has been deteriorated into thinking that he's just a body and actually recover the native ability of the spirit to bring about something out of nothing. So the idea is that you can say, let it be light, and there will be light. Yes?
Yeah.
And because over the years, the knowledge has been passed from one person to another, from one person to another, and every person that passed the knowledge forward passed it to the degree of his misunderstanding. What we got the deterioration, that today yoga is a combination of physical actions that's supposed to bring you into a spiritual condition. It's like saying that if the car will drive very good, I will become a good driver. It's like if I will make the car, so the driver is the spirit and the car is the body, and handling how the car is working, it says, look, the more technology I will put into the car, I will put an ABS, I will put anti-sliding, I will actually get the car to drive automatically. It will stop if there's an emergency. The car will do everything, and I will become a better driver. It's insane, no?
Yeah, totally.
It's totally insane. But that's what's happening. People really believe that the physical actions of the body, they even call the body the temple. Like the worshiping the body, yes? The temple for the soul. Like the car is the temple for the driver. Just if you really look at that and you just hear what people say, you will see the level of deterioration. Now, what I'm saying here is probably very unpopular for people that are doing yoga, but my job is not to tell you what's popular, because what's popular got you to where you are. And where you are is not the point where you're using your full potential. Your potential is in order of magnitude bigger than your results. And so what I say is that yoga, what it should be, is something amazing, and how people going about it is incorrect. It's just from the other side. They're making the car more able instead of making the driver more able.
Yeah.
And so eventually the driver become the car, and you actually look at the person. Most yogi will look at the person ability to do asanas, which is this yoga sequences or poses, and based on that ability, they're deciding if he's a good yogi or not. Do you understand? So first of all, that's the first thing to understand. This is totally wow. Okay? So the complication becomes so unbelievable that when you look at, for example, meditation, the concept of meditation is a good concept. But if you look at people that are doing meditation, you will see they will tell you, well, it helped me, it's good, but they don't continue with that for too long. It's like something that they have to do. It's an effort. Mm-hmm. If there's something that I like, it shouldn't be an effort. But even if it's fun, it's an effort. When I go and I look at their life in the physical universe is not so good, meaning the bank account is not big enough, the environment is not nice, the things around them is not so nice, the relationships are not so good, which mean that they do not create the expected results. And what I'm hearing is that, well, you need to do yoga for many, many years, and you need to do that for many years, and then you will get the end result. And I said, maybe. I didn't do it for many years, but I say for me, it doesn't make sense, because when something takes a long time, it means you don't know. When something takes a long time, it means you don't know, because you will see the more people know, the faster they bring results.
Right.
So I look at that situation and I realized that someone asked me, Ray asked me about the Yoga Sutras, and she asked me to have a look at them because she wants to teach them. And I looked at them and I read them, and I realized that no one can understand them. No one can understand them. Now, the unbelievable thing is that I had the first webinar, and I started to teach the basic principles to understand the Yoga Sutras. And I had people writing to me, but when do we get to the Yoga Sutras? No, the purpose is not to understand the Yoga Sutras, just to read them. The purpose is to remove the lies so you can recreate the Yoga Sutras. Not that I will give it to you, because if I give it to you, you become an effect. Do you understand?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to do something which means I know you don't know. If I give it to you, basically what I'm saying, I know you don't know, you're an effect. I actually damaged you.
Yeah, that's very unique.
Learning should go always into the direction of removing blinders, removing lies, so you can reinvent the data. It should become yours 100%, hand down, no question. You know, certainty, 100% certainty, not because you're a good parrot and you repeat what I said. I don't want to make parrots. I actually want the knowledge. Real knowingness is you know, like you know your name. You don't parrot your name. You know because you know. There's no reason why you know your name. You just know. When a piece of knowledge become like that, you become a professional, you become an artist, you become something that create a beautiful effect. And otherwise, when you know how to play guitar, but it's your knowingness is like, oh, 1 second, let me look. How do I put this finger? How do I put it? It doesn't sound like so much of an art. It sounds more like a pain. And that's what we need to go to.
Amazing. So I'll be in the, sorry, go on.
So what I do a series of webinars. I started with a series of free webinars just to establish the language, just to establish the basic language between me and the participants. And then I will start to give them data that the basic idea that all the participants, 200 participants, will come to the same sutras without me telling them what they are. That's the idea. The idea is to go and build one sutra at a time by the participant realizing what it should be, not what it is, and everyone come to the same conclusion. Why? Because it's the sutras describing the blueprint of this universe, how this universe come about from the spiritual universe to the physical universe. That's really the blueprint of spiritual universe versus physical universe. What are the law of the spiritual universe? What are the law of the physical universe, and how you build them? And once, if you know them, then everyone, because it's an existing thing, everyone should have exactly the same sutras, exactly the same understanding, and you should be able to recreate it if you know it. If you repeat it, you cannot recreate it. You maybe can read it. So it's a totally different viewpoint on how to get a person to learn. You'll see that some people will say, wow, that's amazing, unbelievable, I want it. And some people say, no, just give it to me. Those people that want just give it to me will never get it. I mean, they can go and I get a book and read something and don't understand and have a vid say, I read the book. And when I tell them, okay, good, so explain to me the first line. And they said, well, it's written. I said, no, but explain to me. They cannot. and they don't even remember what they read. Yes, they don't. They know that they read 200 pages, but they don't actually have the benefits of reading.
Incredible.
So it's different. It's very different.
That is. So it is happening on Saturday or Sunday?
It's happening on Sunday.
Okay,
And
Sunday.
Sunday, yes, I think Sunday, yes. And I think it is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. South Africa time, 10 p.m. Israel time. And
Okay, amazing.
And the link to register, it's free. I said that it's totally 100% free, but not easy. The fact that it's free do not make it easy, because most people think, well, it's free, I'll just come, it's easy. No, you come, you're going to work, and it's not easy. And so I'm saying, don't waste your time to register if you are not willing to let me get you to look and move some furnitures in your head. If you want to come into the webinar in one way and go out at the same way, why should you come?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. So come only if you're brave enough to move some furnitures in your head. Otherwise, don't waste your time.
Okay, I'll be there.
Do you want to read the link? Because I think you'll say it in a better accent than me.
Yes, well, I can. I don't know if it'll be better. It's www.mayoresra.com/yoga.
Say it again.
mayoresra.com/yoga.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So, Mariah, let's hear you with your accent.
Okay. www.mayoresra.com/yoga.
Okay, so now I'll say it with my accent and we'll do a vote. We'll see what people say. What is the best? www.mayoresra.com/yoga.
Yoga.
Yoga.
Okay.
Thank you for this time.
Yes, thank
It was
you.
great. Thanks for answering our questions.
We should do it again. It was fun.
Yeah, we need to.
Yes, we should. Yes, it was beautiful and fun. And I love the fact that it's coming from both of you. It's making it nice and interesting. And I see these beautiful, amazing beings in front of me. And this is like, wow, I love you obviously a lot. And I see all those people that join and listen. Thank you very much for joining and listening. And I want to thank Amit and Swapna, because they organize all the setup in regards to my Facebook Live. So they are amazing, unbelievable people, so nice. And Amit, they have this coaching business. They're doing marketing, and really, if you need some help and you want result, not just nonsense, go to Amit, find him. You will see. Amit and Swapna are just unbelievable people, able, nice, ethical, like just you want to eat them. They're so nice. Really, they're really nice. And Shamaya at the background, she runs everyone. So Shamaya runs everyone. She, from her WhatsApp, she can actually kiss you or hit you or anything. She's like, she have everything. She's the conductor over the orchestra.
Amazing.
And of course, to you for being so unbelievable. And then for everyone for listening, if you have any questions for me, follow me on Instagram, Meir Ezra Official. Send me private messages. I always answer, not always what you want to hear, but always what you need to hear. That's all. Meir Ezra and Mariah and Gal Ezra. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you again.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. I love you, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.